Okay, the LA Chargers obviously hired Jim Harbaugh this offseason. They've got Justin Herbert, but that is not their biggest problem. And if you've watched the Chargers, been a fan of the Chargers, you know what the biggest problem is, and it is going to be fixed this year, especially Jim Harbaugh, Jesse Minter. If you're new to the channel, we're Detroit Lions fans, but we have this channel all about the LA Chargers to give you an unbiased look into your team. And we're big Jim Harbaugh fans living here in Michigan, so see what he's been able to do and how good of a coach he is. So here it is. Kay Adams sheds light on how little defensive help Justin Herbert has received in his career. So since 2020, it has been atrocious. And you really put it up against other quarterbacks and you get to see. So average scoring defense for these notable QBs in their careers. And you can see that, man, after all, football is a team sport, and you got to have some defensive help. Like, duh, right? You can be Tom Brady, Lamar Jackson, Aaron Rodgers. You can be these guys, Patrick Mahomes, but you have to have some defensive help. And you look at what Justin Herbert has had, 28. And you can plainly see it's not even comparable. Tom Brady, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. I mean, you look at some of these notable names, and then they even say it right. Like, kind of the semi outlier is Joe Burrow with the 14th ranked, but then Justin Herbert all the way down at the bottom. I mean, there's 32 teams in the NFL, so he is right down in the bottom. And this is the problem. But the solution is Jim Harbaugh and Jesse Minter. We'll get to that in just a second. There are a zillion legitimate, objectively real arguments that statistics out there showing just how unfair it's been for Herbert as a starting quarterback when it comes to his career success against his peers. Justin himself would tell you he could do better in a number of areas. We've seen him throw ill-advised throws, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, if he could get some defensive help and play the game in a way that's complementary, it is going to change his career, and it's going to be unbelievable. Here's my one qualm about this year. However, the Chargers defense could easily be much better in 2024 with the additions of Harbaugh and Jesse Minter. However, with the new offense, now without Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and Austin Eckler, there's a real possibility this unit ranks much lower than we've come to expect. So unfortunately, there's a chance the defense becomes a top 15 unit, but the offense isn't where it needs to be, and the team falls short of the postseason. Here's where I disagree with that. I think Jim Harbaugh has come out and he said, hey, this offensive line could be one of the best in the league. And we know that Jim Harbaugh is going to make that. So then Justin Herbert could get two things that he hasn't had in a while, and that is consistent run game and a defense. So while the passing game and the passing receivers, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler are gone, so what, right? So that drop off that you're going to get from those receivers not being there, but it's offset by getting DJ Chark, getting Ladd McConkey, maybe Quentin Johnston plays a little bit better. Those offset enough where it doesn't matter as much as, wow, what a difference if you can get an improved, under control defense, being in the right place, not giving up big plays. And oh, by the way, you know, you can get a running game as well and just kind of balance out the games. Chargers games in the past just seem to be out of control, and good and bad. Justin Herbert's going crazy. It's like, what's going on? Like they're getting scored on, but they're also scoring. I mean, the Lions game last year was a perfect example of that. The Lions go to LA. Remember, that's back and forth, exciting. Lions are putting up points, but they can't put the Chargers away. Justin Herbert just keeps coming back. And I mean, it's exciting. But at the end of the day, the Chargers lose, Lions win. And it was like, that's the type of stuff. It's like, let's get this game under control. The Chargers are going to win more games 23-20 than they were losing 45-42. It's like, let's just manage the games, because Justin Herbert is a really good quarterback. And if you're a quarterback, it's not about the flash. It's more about, man, if we can just settle things down and make things a lot more easier for our offense, defensively staying in there. So Jesse Minter, one of the things that he'll do, he did it with Michigan. It's a defense that's always all eyes on the quarterback. So even if they play man, they blitz, it doesn't matter. The eyes are on the quarterback. They do not give up big plays. That is just like what they will not do. They refuse to. So Jesse Minter will have two safeties deep most all the time, or one safety way deep. So what I'm trying to say there, and I'm like oversimplifying it, but basically they're not going to give up a big play touchdown. You're going to have to go the length of the field and beat the Chargers. And so that does a couple different things. It slows the game down, right? So you're not just going to be down 7-0 right out of the gates, or 14-0 and just like, man, it's like, nope. So if you do score, congratulations. You took 8 minutes, not that much, maybe like 5 minutes off the clock, whatever, 6 minutes. Now the Chargers are going to take their time. They're going to run the ball. So the games are going to get shortened and just kind of condensed in a more manageable way. So again, Jesse Minter, this defense is really going to calm down for the Chargers. And I think that's going to go a long way if you're a Chargers fan. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. It seems like everyone's like, yeah, no crap. The defense has not been there. Like, what are we doing? Now, another thing, and we talked about this really kind of quick yesterday, but the Chargers made a couple of signings, and one being Tony Jefferson. Now, they get another wide receiver. What the heck? Why not? But Tony Jefferson is the interesting one here. And let's talk about him just for a second. He retired after a stretch of injury-plagued seasons in 19, 20, 21, and 22. The guy was just kind of not able to stay healthy. After retiring, he took a scouting role with the Ravens this past seasons. The Chargers have very inexperienced group behind Derwin James and Gilman at safety, so it is an opportunity for him to possibly make the team, right? So they sign him to get him into training camp, and then from there, he still has to make the team that final cuts 53-man roster. But it's interesting that you find this veteran safety that maybe he's healthy, maybe he's too old, maybe he's not, they'll see once training camp starts, but another option. And that's just what you want. And then let's dwindle it down from there to get to the 53-man roster, see where we're at, see what the Chargers can do. So again, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. If you've watched a few videos now and you haven't, would love if you hit that subscribe button. Again, this is all about the Chargers. We're getting to know a lot about the Chargers too, which is great. Like, knew about them, but man, really kind of seeing some of the moves and some of the players that they're adding. It's really exciting. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we will see all of you on the next one.